Hello, welcome to my channel, Oracle Intuitions. My name is Catherine, and this is your weekly reading for November 20th to the 27th. We're going to be taking a look into the energy of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships, with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone. However, I do ask that you please subscribe, click like, and share my videos as well, because it does get me out onto the YouTube platform for monetization, and just allows me to bring you not only more of these readings, but also the Saturday readings. So thank you to everybody who joins for the Saturday readings at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. These are live readings. These are mini readings, so they are not a deep look into the situation, but as deep as we can within the time amount that we do have. For those of you seeking a deeper reading, again, all my links are down below in the description box. I don't know if I actually said that before, but I am saying again, but they are down below in the description box, so they lead to my Instagram, my Facebook, and my website, as well as if you are interested in any of the orgonites that you do see in my videos, they are made by me. So again, you can contact me through one of the links below. Just a quick reminder that on Mondays we have our earth signs, Tuesdays are our water signs, Wednesdays are our air signs, and Thursdays are our fire signs. So let's get into it. Let's begin the reading. I hope you all have an amazing and blessed week. Take care. Aries, welcome to your weekly reading for November 20th to the 27th. We're taking a look into the energy of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships, with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone. However, I do suggest that you check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs as well throughout the week. So let's get into it. I just want to let you guys know, I actually broke a nail just before I started doing this video. I know you can't tell that it's broken because it's still on my finger, but it's like at that very end of ready to fall off. So if you see me handling the cards a little weird today, you will know why. And I'm not being a diva by saying I broke a nail. I want to clarify this. I'm actually renovating. So I was pulling up carpet, and, I'm renovating a room, to make for my tarot, to do YouTube videos in, all of that stuff. And I'm pulling up the carpet, and I got my finger like kind of stuck in like one of the carpet tacks, like trying to pull everything up. Anyway, needless to say, there we go. So if you see either a fingernail flying across the screen, I truly apologize. Or if you see me holding my hand a little weird, it's because it's ready to go. So all right, anyway, let's get into this. Let's see what's coming through for you, Aries, this week. We have self-sabotage within the mindset, within the body. We have sexual arts, interesting. And within spirit, we have letting go. All right, Aries, here we are. So I feel that within the body, the interesting thing is I do feel a strong energy within the sexual arts, okay? I do feel that for some of you, there may be people that are coming forward, maybe presenting themselves in some sort of intimate manner, okay? This is, especially for those that are perhaps single, maybe, if you are with somebody, no judgment here. But what I'm getting here is that through this energy, you may have that sense of strength coming in. So it almost feels that for some of you, there may be suitors that are coming through. That's kind of an old-fashioned word, isn't it? But I'm going to use it anyway, all right? Or people that are expressing some sort of interest. This even could be within yourself, where maybe physically you're doing some more sort of exercise, or possibly thinking about that exercise routine. I want to say, like with sexual arts, it doesn't need to be particularly sexual, okay? We don't need to be talking about, the act itself. This can be within intimacy, all right? It may even be that you're becoming closer with people on an intimate level, but that's not involving sex. This could be like deeper conversations, or just getting to know people on that, more intimate, deep level. The interesting thing is that's coming through here is that within the mindset, there is some sort of issue that is going on within your mind, that maybe perhaps you're feeling this lack of self-confidence, or it almost feels as though you're sabotaging in some way. I feel that for some of you, you're becoming aware of this what's basically the word? You're becoming aware of what it is that you are doing. For some of you, this may be that realization that it is that you need in order to recognize, some sort of self-sabotage that you're doing within yourself. Perhaps this is a lack of self-confidence. Maybe you feel that for some reason you're a little scared to go ahead with this intimacy or this deeper level type of conversation, or however it relates to you at this time, or perhaps wanting to move closer towards somebody or something on that deeper intimate level. But I feel that for some of you, again, that lack of self-confidence might be coming through, or you might be recognizing a sense of the self-sabotage. Now, when we talk about self-sabotage, basically, it's like this could be a mental state where we tend to rush things within relationships, or perhaps, just with our own talking to ourselves within our mind. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. How is this going to happen? It never happened in the past. I've been disappointed. Whatever that mindset is, this even could be for some of you, this even could be an overconfidence. Okay. So, again, take that as it resonates. For some of you, it might be that overconfidence where we're like, well, how can anything go wrong? I'm pretty great. I've got all of these good, qualities. I've got all of this. And that's a wonderful place to be in. However, sometimes we do tend to also put the blame or focus onto other people. All right. So we might be in a place with relationships, and I'm just going to only use relationships as an example, but this could fall within any aspect within our life. Sometimes we become so self-confident that, we think that nothing is going to go wrong. We can say whatever it is that we want, or we can kind of behave in whatever manner it is that we think, is suitable for us. But we tend to forget that perhaps it may be affecting somebody on a different level or in a different way. So I feel that with the mind, what is happening here is you could be in either one of these two phases, or possibly, again, you might even be in that phase where you're, perhaps lacking that self-confidence, and you're not sure if you should go forward with, again, some sort of intimacy, I get, everybody says sexual art. This doesn't mean that you have to get, involved with anybody in a sexual way. It is truly just intimacy in some manner. Okay, this could be even just opening up to friends, maybe perhaps moving a friendship to a deeper level where you're, revealing things that maybe you had been scared of before. Now, saying that, again, we could go into that level of self-sabotage where we get scared of, being vulnerable. Okay, because sexual arts is truly a vulnerable place to be in also. When we have that, vulnerability that we could be possibly showing people, we do get scared, and we sometimes get into that place. Not everybody, all right? Like, again, take this as it resonates. But sometimes we get into that place of that self-sabotage where we think, I'm too scared to tell somebody about this, or this event happened to me at some point, and I'm scared of revealing it because the judgment possibly from somebody else may be coming through. This, again, could be in that stage of, I'm feeling more of a lack here, but it can be, it may resonate with you on any whatever level is coming through. Now, what Spirit is asking you to do is to start letting go. Okay, whether it's that lack of self-confidence, or perhaps it is that overconfidence, or maybe that rushing in, whatever it is. You know what? Here's the thing. We're all human. We all have a sense of flaws about us. Right? Nobody out there is perfect. As much as somebody may pretend to be that they're perfect, well, nobody is perfect. And what I get from Spirit with this letting go is to address your human side. Recognize the fact that we all have flaws. And again, even if it's in that fact of being overconfident, or not paying attention to how somebody is reacting, to some of the things that we say, that can be a level of self-sabotage as well. So I feel like this week is a time to kind of go in, and especially if there is an area that you're trying to improve, or you're trying to embrace on a deeper level, again, it could be intimacy in some way. I feel like what Spirit is saying to you is to go in and allow yourself to start releasing these self-sabotaging either mindsets or even perhaps behaviors. All right, so let's take a look and see what is coming in for clarification from Spirit, and see what Spirit has to say to us at this time. All right. communication for Aries for November 20th to the 27th. Let's take a look. Yeah, Judgment. See, and that's exactly it. When that Judgment card comes in, it really is, it's exactly what I just said. It's time to go in and really take a look at ourselves on different levels. Again, maybe sometimes we're putting blame onto somebody else for our relationships, or how we believe that relationships, we're supposed to turn out, or how they did turn out, whatever it is. Maybe it's time to go in and take a look at your own behavior as well. And also with forgiveness, because with that judgment, it is a reckoning day, but there is forgiveness behind that, right? When we confess, I guess, to ourselves, right? I mean, the traditional behind judgment would be like if we confess our sins, we are getting that absolution. But at the same time, there's also forgiveness, not only forgiveness towards other people, but also forgiveness for ourselves. And what I'm getting here is, again, if it's lack of self-confidence, maybe check out where this is coming from. Why are you feeling this? Where is this issue? Is it all coming from other people? Is it coming from inside of you? Here's the thing. This is what Spirit is asking you to do, because I do feel that there is something trying to come through, again, on this intimate level. And this intimate level, it can involve, work, career, co-workers, family, whatever it is. This even maybe is just becoming deeper within yourself, all right? Getting to know yourself better. Maybe that's the whole purpose of it. You can take that as, again, as it resonates, or whatever aspect it is within your life. But when this judgment comes through, it's asking you to really take a look inside and see where some self-sabotaging behaviors may be. And this is the time to truly do it, because I feel like something better is trying to come through, or maybe even perhaps a dream or a wish or a desire that you've been trying to go towards, or maybe perhaps a new level of career, self-employment, whatever it is. There's something that may be holding you back, or you feel as though you're being held back from. And I feel from Spirit is that this may have to do with an energy that's coming from inside of you. So yeah, there we go. We have that Five of Swords coming in. So that Five of Swords can indicate, this is a person, win or lose. Okay. Like they might be in that energy of there's some malintent here. All right. Not everything is up and up. Not everything is as it seems too. So what I'm getting from this is I feel like Spirit is also asking you to go in and see if there is areas within your life. Here's the thing. This is pretty deep reading. Okay. I'll be honest with you, because, and I feel like I don't want to, upset anyone, but I'm also going to be really honest with what I'm feeling. Is what I'm getting from Spirit is that there are behaviors, again, that may have possibly put some sort of hurt onto others, or maybe perhaps that hurt onto yourself because of some sort of level of self-sabotage. Okay. And, we tend to think, well, if I'm hurting someone else, how is that hurting me? Well, that's the level of karma. All right. That Judgment card is also very much a karmic card, and it's coming through. And I feel like Spirit is asking you to clean up karma within yourself. It's mostly just recognizing, what is it that I could be doing? All right. Even if we're in a place where we're not putting malicious intent towards somebody, but we have a self-sabotaging behavior, meaning that we're lacking self-confidence, or we're lacking, a will or a desire to move towards something because we have maybe perhaps a negative mindset in some way. That can be self-sabotaging, but it can also be hurtful towards others because we're not putting our true spirit into something. And again, it might even be an intimate relationship of some sort. So are you holding back? Are you not allowing yourself to be vulnerable? Take a look as to what it could possibly be at this point. For some of you, you know what? There might be something really silly minor, right, that has been holding you back. Here's the other thing. For some of you, there may be more extreme things that you have to go in and take a look at and say, okay, is this something that I could be hurting myself with, or is this something that I could be hurting others with? And I feel like Spirit is just asking you to go in and start cleaning up this karma. Allow it to start letting go. Start cleaning up those behaviors in some way, because really, Spirit wants to bring something amazing towards you. It wants to bring something that is going to be maybe even beyond your dreams and desires. Okay, like that level up from what it was that you were dreaming, or will that level up from what you were desiring. And I feel like spirit wants to bring it through, but this needs to be cleared up first. We also have that Eight of Pentacles coming through. So it feels like for some of you, you may have even been going through this phase. All right. For some of you with that Eight of Pentacles, it could be, it could mean two things, really, in the way I'm reading it right now, is either now is the time to start, start putting your head to the book, start really grinding down on this, really taking a look as to what it is. And I feel like for some of you, you've already gone through a lot of this level, or maybe perhaps you've already put that energy towards that clearing up, and you're starting to feel strong and confident within yourself, whereas to go towards what it is that you are desiring, because that sexual arts can also talk about desire. All right. What is it you're wanting? What is it you've been dreaming of? What is it that you've been desiring? Well, if you've been doing that work, Spirit is also saying to you, look, you've already done that work. You've cleared up a lot of this karmic, I want to say, I don't really want to use the word debt because that doesn't sound right, but that karmic, situations within ourselves, or karmic issues within ourselves, and trying to lead you to something that is going to be stronger, and what it is that you have been wanting or craving or desiring or really, really working towards. Okay. And I feel like it's heading your way is what I'm receiving here. Yeah, that Tower coming through. I feel like for some of you, again, whether this is past, present, or current energy, that Tower moment coming through, there may have been a revelation of some sort that made you go, wow, I have to do some work on myself. I have to start looking inside of myself. I'm also getting here that from Spirit is saying, look, if you don't do it, there could be that Tower moment coming through. All right. When that Tower moment comes through, it's basically bringing you back down to the ashes. It's like a revelation of some sort. It's like things, it can mean either things falling apart, or basically it also can mean things just suddenly appearing that can be a sudden shock. Okay. We don't expect that tower to fall, but when that tower does fall, it can be sort of a shock to us. And whether this is on a negative or a positive plane, I feel that for some of you, you may have even started this journey towards clearing that self-sabotaging behavior because of a particular Tower moment. Maybe something happened within your life, in whether your romantic life or whether your personal life in some way, that made you say, oh, I've really got to do some work now. Okay, this even could have to do with habits. It could have to do with behaviors. Maybe there's overeating or over drinking or overindulging in some way that that could be a self-sabotaging behavior as well. So again, take all of this as it resonates with you, because it's not going to resonate the same for everybody, but do take the messages as they are coming through for you. Look at that Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel that Tower moment, again, whether it's coming through in a past tense or a present or a current tense, it does want to lead you to something brand new, to this, beautiful Ace of Pentacles. This is a very grounded energy. This is the building of something absolutely new, something beautiful, that abundant energy. And that's what I kept feeling that was trying to happen. Spirit is trying to bring you something that not only you have been desiring, but perhaps you've been needing within your life, or something maybe perhaps that you've been working, or doing those goals towards. And I feel like Spirit is trying to bring it through to you, but all of this needs to be taken first. All right. And if you've already done the work, then Spirit is saying, look, congratulations, you've done the work. It's on its way. But with this letting go coming through, if you're still hanging on to some of that energy, or maybe perhaps you're wondering if you haven't done enough work, or maybe perhaps you're feeling like you need to do some more work, I do feel with that letting go energy, that is going to resonate with you in some way. All right. For those of you that have already been doing the work, maybe you're still beating yourself up thinking that you need to do more. And Spirit is also asking you, let go, let go. Okay, now just allow yourself to start receiving that abundance. For some of you, if you're still in that place where you're wondering, or you haven't started this journey yet, I feel like Spirit is asking you to start that journey now, to start letting go of these behaviors or these mindsets. Yeah, look at that Nine of Swords coming through. Again, hanging on to old energy. I love the way the cards come through. It's like that clarification, that validation for me personally, because I get the messages that are coming through. I can feel the channeling. I feel like what Spirit is trying to tell you. But when we have those cards that are coming through that show basically what it was that I was just talking about. It's like that validation for me as well. And so with that Nine of Swords coming through again, there may be some sort of mindset you're still stuck in, or perhaps, maybe there's that little piece that you're scared to let go of, or maybe, scared to dive in a little bit deeper. Spirit is asking you to do so at that time. Again, that abundance card is trying to come through. And I do feel like letting go, it may feel like it's difficult. It may feel like it's a very hard to go through, the process of something, but it is going to be so worth it at the end of that journey. Yeah, look at that Hermit. You can't make this up, guys. Time to go in. That's basically what it's saying with that Hermit card coming through. Again, time to go in. Here's the interesting thing when I look at the Hermit card. So he's got his lantern. All right, he's not going to show you the whole process at this time. He's going to show you step by step, because sometimes sometimes we try to rush things. All right, we go in and we say, okay, I'm never going to do this again. I'm not going to do that again. I forgive myself for this. And we try to rush through it, as opposed to taking, step by step and really allowing that releasing to happen. And when that Hermit card comes through, for me, sometimes I take a look at that and I say, okay, this is not going to be one of those processes that you're going to be able to rush through, because what happens when we tend to rush through, when we dive into ourselves and we tend to rush through that, what we're actually doing is we're really putting things onto a surface level. We might be removing the surface of it, but we're not going deep down and removing all of it. And what happens is that tends to bubble up and it tends to resurface again. So when we truly clear things off, they can't come back in. It's like ripping out the root of a plant or a flower. If you rip out the whole root, it's not going to grow. If you leave parts of that root behind, they're going to stay stuck and they can reappear. And so, this isn't a process, like, again, you don't need to rush through it. And here's the thing, I don't feel that anything is going to be held back from you if it's not all completed. This is going to be a process that you may continue for a while, but I do feel that you need to start on this, or, congratulate yourself for the start of it, or whatever it is, and how it resonates with you. But it needs to start happening now, because this abundance, it feels like as though it's sitting on the edge, or even perhaps it's really trying to come through, but it's not going to be held back because of the fact that you haven't pulled all the roots out. Okay, let's just say that. It's not going to not appear, but we do want to get as many as we can through or out. Okay, or the negative behaviors, or again, thought patterns out as much as we can, simply because we're going to be able to handle them on a different level. They're not going to be as strong, they're not going to be as severe. We're going to have more empathy, maybe some more compassion, not only towards others, but possibly even towards ourselves. We may be also in that energy where we're more able to receive what it is that is trying to come through, as opposed to have those self-sabotaging behaviors by pushing them away. Look at that. Cannot make this up, guys. That Lover's card coming through. So again, I do feel that for some of you, this could have to do with a romantic relationship. We've got this Lovers coming through. We've got the sexual arts. Again, if that's not resonating with you, that's okay. Take it as something that you may possibly have been working towards, something that you love. All right. It doesn't need to be human contact, or it doesn't need to be a human element. It can be within yourself, like that love with yourself, having that strength for that, for intimacy within yourself. It may even have to do with some sort of material or, career aspect. But when that Lovers is coming through, what I am personally feeling that for many of you, this could have to do with that lover wanting to come through. Again, that sexual arts. All right. But take a look. Where is it that you're possibly sabotaging, or where possibly does, some behaviors or mindsets need to be cleared up? So look at that. Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, beautiful energy. When that wheel comes in, that's a validation of the work. All right. It's like you do that work and that wheel starts to turn and it starts to make those positive changes. So if a situation isn't going exactly the way you want it to go, again, take a look, go in. This Nine of Swords energy is very much in the mindset. So it also can represent sometimes like a paranoia, things not really as bad as they truly seem. All right. It may be within our mindset that we're putting thoughts or narratives onto something, but they're false narratives. All right. Sometimes we sit there and we say, and again, I'm just going to use an example, in general, where people might say, well, I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm too big, or I'm too small, or, you know, I have blonde hair, brown hair, whatever the heck it is. It doesn't really matter. But we get into this place where, you know, we're basically putting ourselves down, and we're not recognizing our own self-worth. And I feel like with Spirit is saying here, look at, you know what, that's a mindset that maybe possibly that you have put into yourself. It may have come from others, but if you allow a negative seed to grow, it's going to keep growing, right? And so you want to squash that seed. You want to recognize your own significance. You want to allow that to be nourished and put out into the world, because I feel like something is trying to come through. And for many of you, I do feel that this could possibly be within some sort of romantic or relationship level. So let's take a look at relationships, all right, and see what is coming through. We're going to be pulling 3 of the Alice in Wonderland by Lucy Cavendish. We're going to be pulling 3 of the Thelema Tarot and see what is happening within relationships for you, Aries, at this time. All right. Relationships for Aries. Law is not justice. Rules that are not fair. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because, again, we had that self-sabotaging behavior. I'm feeling like for some of you, you know, things may have happened, whether it was you or maybe perhaps it was coming from somebody else. There may be that element of something not being fair. All right, why should I go into relationships? Men are always like this, or women are always like that. Things aren't fair. You know, you're basically, you're not allowing yourself to see things in a perspective. It's almost as though for some of you, there may be this mindset or this, again, I want to use the word narrative that's going on in your head that is not allowing the true sense of something that may have possibly happened to come through. Or even perhaps if something bad did happen in the past, that doesn't mean it needs to be brought into the future. Now's the time to start living in the now and releasing those self-sabotaging mindsets for you, okay? Yeah, things might not always be fair. People can be crappy, right? People can be mean. People can be nasty. You know, people can ghost. People can do horrible things. But at the same time, yes, that person may not have been fair. That circumstance may not have been fair. Maybe perhaps in your life, there's been elements and times where you weren't fair towards somebody else, all right? But here's the thing, now's the time to let it all go. Now's the time to allow that to release in order to move forward, to bring something new and more positive in. Impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, and a fresh perspective. Again, self-sabotaging behavior being released. Sometimes we get into this place where we can't believe that something's going to happen, so we stay in a negative mindset. And Spirit is saying, look, we want to surprise you. We want to bring this through. We want, you know, to have you have that knock on the door and open it up to a huge surprise, whatever it's going to be, or however that resonates with you in your life. But you have to have that faith in us too. We're trying to bring it through. This is trying to come in, but have that faith, release that negative mindset. And we have the falling, the unknown, descent, momentum, and change. It's interesting that we're getting that change card because we just had the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like as soon as you change your mindset within a situation, within an area, towards an issue, you're going to start seeing that miraculous change coming in. You're going to start seeing, you're going to start seeing maybe perhaps something going from one situation almost immediately over to the other, simply because of your mindset. You may even look at it at a new perspective, all right? You'll have a fresh perspective to it. And maybe things aren't going to seem as bad as possibly they may have appeared at first, all right? I'm also getting from Spirit, you know, a lot of times what can be a self-sabotaging behavior, and this is coming through really clear, what can be a self-sabotaging behavior is wanting to know and needing to know, well, how is this going to happen? You know, you say this is going to happen. How is it going to happen? Is this person just going to suddenly appear on my doorstep? What, where am I going to meet them? What are they going to look like? Blah, 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 right? And we get that all the time as readers. And I get that all the time. And here's the thing, that unknown coming in is, I feel you got to get into that place of faith, because when you're sitting there and you're just like, well, how am I going to meet them? What time should I be at a coffee shop? Am I going to meet them at a coffee shop? Should I be there at like 2 o'clock? What time, how is this going to happen? What exact day? What exact time? Like, that's those right there are pure self-sabotaging behavior. The wanting to know the where, the who, the how, the why, all of that can drive you freaking crazy, because, truly, sometimes that is supposed to just be left unknown. Sometimes that is not supposed to, be presented at this moment. And, here's the thing. Sometimes you just have to have that faith and the trust that you're walking toward the thing that is going to be really good for you, or the thing that is going to be, that you have been desiring. It may just come within a different package. All right. Or maybe perhaps it's becoming within a different mindset within the same package. All right. Sometimes, we tend to think, that's another, self-sabotaging behaviors. We tend to think, well, what do I need to do to draw them in? What do I need to do? Maybe you're still doing the right thing. Maybe you're doing everything great. All right. Take a look at it again. Go into that hermit mode. Maybe it's them, or maybe it's a particular person that still needs some work within them before they can come closer. All right. Again, I feel like this is the time to start putting that faith and that trust into spirit. Allow spirit to bring through what it will bring through at the time that it will come. All right. So just, work on yourself right now is what I'm getting from spirit. Remove the disbelief that you may have towards things. Allow this change to come through, and recognize the fact that sometimes things just are not always fair. And I feel that that's past energy, because we had that letting go. So we don't want to hang on to past energy. We don't want to bring somebody else's mistakes into a possible new relationship, or a new energy towards the relationship, even if it's the same person. Just because it may be, and for some of you, it may have to do with being the same person. Maybe you want them to come forward. Maybe you want a reconciliation of some sort. But if you're dragging that old energy, maybe perhaps they weren't always fair. Maybe perhaps there was something that they did or you did, whatever it was. If you want them to come forward, that's not an energy that you can drag into the present. You have to truly let it go and allow this change, this metamorphosis to actually happen within the transformation of this relationship. All right. Look at that. 6 of Swords. What did I just say? All right. You have to let go. You have to let go. So you're basically letting go of something that was rocky, something that wasn't good for you, something that is no longer necessary. You don't need to drag it in from the past. You can let it go. You're now heading towards those smoother waters. You're letting that past stay in the past. All right. You're not dragging them through. You're basically heading towards something that is going to be more beautiful for you, something that is going to be more strong and deep for your relationship. And again, however that relationship, resonates with you, whether this is romantic, friends, family, co-workers, maybe perhaps even a relationship with yourself, but it's leaving that in the past and moving forward. And we have that Knight of Wands. This is beautiful energy, along with the Knight of Cups. Oh my God. Can't make this up, guys. So like I said, I feel like as soon as you start letting those things go, moving towards something that is going to be more beautiful, more deep, we have these two beautiful knights coming through. All right. So this is that Knight of Passion, that wands, this is something new, something, again, a new energy that is coming through, whether it is a new person, maybe perhaps this is just a new energy within an older relationship, or a relationship from the past in some way. But I feel as though that is when some sort of offer comes through. You're either going to have the strength to present an offer to somebody, or perhaps somebody is going to be presenting an offer to you. And again, I did feel that sexual arts with the Lovers. I feel like there's some sort of a deeper commitment, and it doesn't need to be, again, in a lovers type of relationship. This could be just loving with that unconditional love, because that Lovers card does talk about unconditional love. So even if this is family or, friends, however it is, but it's having that unconditional love toward that situation, or perhaps towards that person, without expectation, without, getting stuck into the mindset of the who, how, where, when, and why, any sort of sabotaging behavior. It's basically just moving forward and allowing this energy to present itself. So let's get some closing messages from the universe and see what is coming in. So we're going to be pulling 2 of the Guardian Angel Tarot by Radley Valentine, and going to see what closing messages from Spirit are going to come through. What a beautiful reading. Like, it truly is. It's just saying, you know what? Release whatever negative mindset you may have at this time, and allow yourself to have that faith. Allow yourself to have that trust, because beautiful things are trying to enter your life at this time. All right. Let's take a look and see what's coming through. Helper of action. Huh? All right, you're blessed with many wonderful things to do. It would be great if you could take the time to make a plan first, but you probably don't have the time. So get busy, follow your instincts, and have fun. You or someone you meet is very self-assured, capable, and enthusiastic, and can do anything with a smile. So it's interesting because, again, we have this wand card, all right? And I believe the helpers are... This might be the King of Wands. Yeah. What I'm getting here is it feels like, again, follow your instincts. Allow yourself to have the fun that is behind this. Release that self-sabotaging. When we're in that who, what, where, when, and why, we're not allowing fun to come in. We're not enjoying the journey of something. And that's what I keep getting with this card. It almost feels like you need to start enjoying the journey of what it is that could come. But if you're sitting there and you're in some sort of holding back, not allowing yourself to be vulnerable, being, self-sabotaging in some way, how are you enjoying the journey? All right. You're just sort of waiting for that next action. And this is basically saying, we want you to enjoy the journey while you're heading towards this amazing action that is trying to come through. This amazing Ace of Pentacles energy that is trying to bring you some sense of abundance in some area. And we also, look at this. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't make this up. I love it. Heaven has provided so many blessings. Your family members are bonded and working together. Children are provided for. Comfortable retirement will one day come along. You've taught your family the grace that comes from knowing right from wrong, and you should be very proud. Basically, when this Ten of Pentacles energy, whether the words resonate with you or not, is insignificant. But that 10 of abundance, this is basically bringing you again to that sense of abundance that I was just talking about. That Ace of Abundance is the beginning. Okay, it's that beginning of being grounded. It's the beginning of brand new and beautiful things coming through. When we have this 10 of abundance, this is the completion. All right, so you're going from that Ace of Abundance to that 10 of Abundance. How do you do that? Well, you allow yourself to enjoy the journey. You allow yourself to remove those negative mindsets. You allow yourself to move forward in the way that you're not dragging that past or whatever it is, whatever is holding you back, not dragging it with you. Just allow yourself to recognize the beauty that is about to come through and have that faith that it is about to make that appearance. So I truly hope that that has helped, Aries. If this reading has resonated with you, please click like, please share my videos, please subscribe to my channel. It's truly appreciated. Don't forget, 1:00 p.m. Mountain Time, go live to do mini readings, and I hope to see you then. Have an amazing week. Take care. Many blessings.